Welcome back, folks. In this tutorial um, we're going to be getting into a move that I call the blade barrier, and it's going to use both the front spin and that vertical backspin. Okay, and what it's going to look like is that. Now, if you practice each of those moves, you can already see what I'm doing. All I'm doing is taking a vertical backspin and transitioning it into a front spin, and then just repeating. So I'll slow that down a little bit. Actually, I'll start from this side here. Okay, so again, I start off with a figure 8 to my side. Alright. Now, if you've seen the vertical backspin video, as I come to the back, bring the saber vertical behind my back, come in with the other hand and grab thumb to pinky. Okay? And from there, sorry if you can hear all the fireworks. From this position, I'm going to bring it out. I'm going to come into an upward figure 8 on this side. Alright, so that much again, downward figure 8. Vertical. And from here, I'm coming into an upward figure 8 on this side. Okay. Now from that figure 8, if you saw the last video, which was the two-handed plum flower, what you're going to do coming back is come into that front, that pretty much inverted front spin. Okay, so figure 8, or upward figure 8. Bring the saber down so the pommel's pointing up, and grab back to the other side. Again, just as in the two-handed plum flower, when you grab in that vertical position, you're grabbing towards the pommel of the saber, so that when you bring it back around, you have plenty of space to grab in that front spin. Because if I grab the vertical up near the emitter, then I have very little room to grab coming around to the other side. So I'm grabbing more towards the blade if I do that than where I actually want to grab. Again, my hilt has choke points which act as a guide for me. If yours don't have that, you just kind of have to feel where it is. As long as you're using your hands as a guide, you know, as long as you're not flaring your fingers out and trying to grab at the exact same spot, you should be fine. Okay. Okay, so that's what that looks like. A little bit slower. Figure 8. Backspin. Upward figure 8 here. And then back around to the front spin. And then as I come back to the front spin, I'm going back. As I come into the front spin, I'm coming to the back as if I'm going to do an obi anti-flourish. Okay? So upward, transition, and then back as if doing the obi anti, and then I'm just going to go back to the vertical. Okay? Now, this move looks a lot better if you can just keep it going all together in one fluid transition. So, backspin, front spin, backspin, front spin. Okay, so you're trying to keep this move going around your body, which is why I call it a blade barrier. Now again, as with the last two videos, or the two-handed plumb flower at least, you can see my angling of the body wherever the saber is, okay? So it's angled slightly to the right on this side because the saber's in my right hand. It's going to turn with the saber as I bring it into the vertical. Now it's in my left hand, so I'm angled slightly to the left. Vertical. And again, it's in front of me, so I'm facing forward now. And then I'm going to angle off again to the right because, again, it's in my right hand. So I'm going to slow this move down altogether and watch for my angling of the body to see what this looks like. Okay, so you can see my body is basically following wherever the saber goes. And the point of that is to help this move look more fluid, to make it feel more fluid, and to help with those transitions. I mean, you can do it just facing forward. Okay, but your hands are going to get caught up a little bit more. It's not going to feel as fluid than if you're actually, turning with the saber. Like that, okay? Again, I'm doing this starting from my right. When you get that down, you start from your left. Okay. As you can see, my feet are not moving. I'm pretty much standing with my feet shoulder width apart. The only thing I'm doing is turning my hips, or my torso, to follow the saber. That's all I'm doing. Okay. So that's the what I call the blade barrier. It's a very simple move to learn if you put in the time for it. Again, the main issues you may have with this are getting those hand switches down consistently, because you may be good on one switch, but when you get to the other one, it kind of falls apart. So you want to make sure you get both of those hand switches down. Again, practice them both very slowly. And then when you can do each one reliably, then you can start adding your speed. Like that, okay? So that is the blade barrier. Again, it's very useful for switching hands and doing whatever, but it's more for show. It's more just as a flashy move when you're just out messing around with a saber. It's not really useful, I would say, for sparring or whatnot. It's just mainly to practice hand switching. Okay. If you want to practice the other hand switch, I would practice the two-handed plumb flower. Which is that. Okay, so that's that one. I'll probably only have one more video in this series, and then I'll start moving into the dual blade tutorials. Okay, so for right now, I'll see you in the last tutorial. Practice pretty much everything we've covered up till now, and you'll be able to wield a single blade pretty effectively, at least for flourishes. Combat is a different thing, but yeah. So I'll see you in the last tutorial for now. Thanks for watching. See you later.